I didn't feel like we had a choice.
I think you kind of need to do this right now.
But yeah, so I messaged my partners. I have a board, and I messaged them and I said, I think we have to do this. And I went in the next morning and I said to Tim, I said, you think about it overnight? And he's like, let's do it. Let's do this.
Wow.
And so we honestly thought we were going to need to make about 300 gallons. Okay. We sold out of that like the second day.
Yeah, people couldn't get hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
And it was really annoying to, like, I got COVID. And
Right.
once I had COVID, I couldn't find hand sanitizer anywhere to like protect other people from myself.
Right.
It was really annoying. So it was really great to hear that you guys were doing that. And all of a sudden there was, my friends had your hand sanitizer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, it's really weird. You talk about, sustainable living and dealing with, live as a community and that sort of thing. And, some of the early questions I got as we were doing this, and I did a lot of media and that sort of thing, because I'm willing to talk about what we do because I think it's good, is that what can people do in general, right? And I think that my response is always do what you can, right? If you see an opportunity, listen, not everybody has a distillery where they can make hand sanitizer, right? I just happened to be in that place, but a lot of places people might've gone, screw that. It's too much work. I don't want to register with the FDA. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go get packaging. I don't want to make labels. I don't want to, right? And I think people have to be more willing to go like, wait, is this a good thing? And is it really that much trouble? And you know what? It was a lot of trouble. We got ourselves, it's one of those things where we go like, holy crap, if we had known going into this, would we have done it?
Yeah. I mean, when I heard that you guys were doing that, I was scratching my head. I was like, what? It's gonna be like a vodka bottle filled with hand sanitizer. You like dump it out and like dump some on your friend. Right. I couldn't quite wrap my brain around it. And then I saw it. I saw a little bottle with your logo. I was like, whoa, those guys pivoted very quickly and came out with a really cool product that, in my opinion, it's like says a lot about you. It says a lot about your company and like your ability to rock out a product and the fact that you care enough to do that. That wasn't an easy thing, and that you care enough to do that. And you were in a position to do that. It's really cool.
Yeah. And then the scope of it changed, right? Once we got through that weekend of selling 300 gallons, like, oh my God, we got 30 people in line all the time to get in here and buy hand sanitizer. How are we going to do this? Right now, here's the crazy part is, packaging suddenly became scarce because China had been shut down for, weeks and weeks and weeks. They haven't been shipping any packaging, bottles, pumps, spray pumps, all that sort of stuff. So if you go out and do a search for hand sanitizer right now, I mean, you're seeing packaging from aluminum bottles to shampoo tubes, to little drip tops, to, glass bottles, you name it. Anything that could put a lid on it now is available as a hand sanitizer in some weird form or fashion, Right. And so that's been a big struggle for us doing the volume we've been doing is, trying to secure packaging. And
that's funny. I hadn't really even thought of that, but I did finally find some hand sanitizer. And it's a little bottle and it looks like shampoo.
Yeah.
Like this is the weirdest hand sanitizer I've ever seen.
There's some out in Mylar bags, like a wine bag. You can find some like in a wine bag now. I mean, it's just whatever people could put it in, they start putting it in. So
Mad Max.
It's crazy. It's been a crazy, experiment, and basically a new business for us. And it's been fun. It's we hired like 5 new people. People came in with a sense of purpose. They feel like they're doing something good. It's one thing to produce a product that everybody has fun with, and you can have a lighthearted attitude about. It's another thing to do where you're actually out affecting people's lives. And that first weekend, man, I saw people, cops come in that were scared, right? They didn't have any PPE. I saw nurses, at the newborn ICU unit. Somebody had stolen all their hand sanitizer, and
Yeah.
we ran some down. And so it's been humbling. It's been amazing to learn how fragile our economic ecosystem is. I
Yeah.
have a friend she's a meat inspector for the USDA, and at meat plants are, there's thousands of people getting sick in meat plants with COVID, and there's you're starting to see warnings for a shortage of meat. The one thing that Hill Air Force Base, I'll run through a quick thing of who we've provided hand sanitizer for.
Mm-hmm.
The FAA, the USDA, Hill Air Force Base, IHC, about every police department on the Wasatch Front, most of the fire departments, the state of Utah, the state attorney general's office. Those are the ones I'm rattling off the top of my head. But what to me is important for people to realize about this is that when the top sits out there on the podium and says they've got this all under control and they were prepared, and it's all a lie. All these agencies were scrambling. FBI, I've gotten 3 FBI offices I've dealt with. They've all been scrambling for PPE. The feds were not prepared. They did nothing.
Yeah.
And so
I
don't believe the hype.
Clear.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
Cool. So last year at Building Man,
Yeah.
2019, I think you rolled out a new whiskey.
Yeah, Porter's Rye whiskey.
Porter's Rye whiskey.
Yeah.
Really.
I had something new for this year too, but we've held back. I can't even announce it now.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you have something new that you're getting ready to roll out here?
Yeah. We're on the verge. Once we get settled into the building here, we'll have it out. But we were going to try to have it for Building Man, but then we got distracted by hand sanitizer and Building Man, for the fall.
Yeah, well, hopefully this will all blow by and we'll be able to meet up down there in October. We're shooting for the first weekend in October.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how the summer goes. Everyone's a little probably in the same boat. Just most of the people that I've talked to are hopeful that things are going to go okay and that there's not a gigantic second wave. People are going back to work. People are, we went down to the desert and it was like everyone was racing to go down to the desert the same weekend.
Right.
There's a steady stream of people, racing to get back out there. I think people are racing to get back out there, but I get the feeling that they have a new sense of distance and they have a new sense of, or like a healthy fear of this thing. People are wearing masks. The grocery store is a different place now.
Yeah.
After 2 months, you walk down the aisles a certain direction and you stand at a certain spot, and hopefully all of this is going to help us make it, to the fall and not have a giant spike in this.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping we don't see a giant spike in 3 to 4 weeks at the rate people seem to be re-entering society,
Yeah, that's the other part I don't really understand. When this thing first took off back in May or in March, like you said, March 15th, when we were making all these big plans, we canceled Building Man, I think on the 10th or the 11th.
Right.
We were watching before the county even told us to shut it down. I was like, there's no way we're doing this at the last weekend of April. This thing's going to be full blown.
Right.
And so when you look back to March 10th through the 20th, and there was 100 cases in Salt Lake, we were making big plans to shut things down because there was 100 cases. And how do we deal with 100 cases?
Now we have 100 a day.
Yeah, right now we have, I don't know, I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at it in a few days. I try to take a break from it every once in a while, but it was at 6,000. and yeah, we've been steadily adding here in Utah 100 people per day.
Right.
And if that's the case, and we're rushing to go hang out with each other again, is this going to blow up in 3 to 4 weeks? Or yeah, I don't understand how this is going to go. And I know that, we're not gathering. I don't know if the music festival is going to be a thing anymore. I mean, has COVID changed the mosh pit? It's like, how are we going to smash into each other?
Right.
Like, can we ever do that again?
I think it's going to be a while. I really do. And from what I'm hearing, from like what I'm hearing, like from national acts and that sort of thing, they're telling them there's no music happening this year.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
can't
gonna allow it to
imagine.
play. Yeah.
I can't imagine. So I don't know. I guess we'll see October. When October comes, it's going to be we're going to be morphing, and hopefully we can all get together. The Jank Star's big enough that we could potentially all hang out and social distance. We might have to move the stage, and everyone's going to have to like kind of stay a little bit further apart from each other. But I don't know how that's going to go. So
I've tried
I'm hopeful that's going to happen.
I've tried to think of this art project where you could have a big gathering where everybody is on the end of a 6-foot rod, like Tinker Toys used to be.
Ah,
And everybody can move around, but they have to
you have to stay
on the 6 foot.
6 foot rock. Yeah, we were thinking that we could hand out hula hoops, 6-foot hula hoops, and
Yeah.
everyone has to hula hoop, and you just
That'd
have
be
to
funny.
keep hula hooping.
Just big hoop skirts. Yeah.
Hoop skirted work. That's a big one, because you'd have to have a 12-foot, 6 feet on each side. It's a giant. Yeah. It's a giant hula hoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
We could do.
Right, well,
Hey, one other thing I'd like to mention that that I've gotten involved with, Paul Duane, which a lot of Jink Stars are familiar with.
Uh-huh.
And another friend of mine, Nick Sokoloff, who is a photographer I worked with back in the 90s, happens to live in Salt Lake. Us three started doing these, we're calling it Capturing COVID portraits. And we've just brought in, so far, I think we photographed about 60 people. And today the Salt Lake City Weekly did an 8-page spread in it of the portrait, a lot of the portraits we've been doing so far. I invite everybody to check that out. It's basically, we're just trying to capture the time, this moment in history. Hopefully
Right.
turn it into a book down the road that we'll use to fund some charity, organizations or something on. I mean, we've just focused on shooting the last 3-4 weeks, and then what we do with it will remain to be seen, but it will be for a good cause, whatever it is, even if it ends up just being a gallery show where we all sit around and have some cocktails and look at people's photos. So I invite everybody to pick up the City Weekly or go to cityweekly.net today and check out some of the stuff we've been shooting.
Okay.
All right.
So where can people go? Do you have a spot where people can go to learn more about what you're doing, your distillery? What's your website?
ogdensown.com or fivewivesvodka.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And on the COVID part, it's capturing COVID slc.com. And it's also the same on Facebook and Instagram, capturing COVID SLC. So
Cool. Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us and for being such a trooper and creating all that amazing hand sanitizer for us.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. Thank you.
Looking good.
Thanks, buddy. Okay. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye now.